Hey, what's up guys, MrAweshum here. Today we'll be looking at the 1919 MG. So, let's start off with some modding. Alright, so let's start off with just ammo types. Now, this goes with pretty much all LMGs. You're gonna just want to stick with the basic ammo. Yeah, you got, say, an M1919 ammo that looks pretty appealing because it gives you 3 greens for 1 red, but in actuality it just makes your gun quite unstable, as you can just tell by the diagram. So in that sense, just yeah, always stock ammo. If you can afford it, grabbing a sight is very good to have. You can run the gun stock at 600 RPM, but if you want to have a lot more killing power, especially close up fighting MGs of the other factions and the other high rate of fire guns that are out there, you're gonna want to grab a trigger. This will put you up to 720 RPM. Now, as far as internal goes, yeah, you got a nice looking heavy bolt here, but it's gonna mess up your gun stability a lot. You also got a heavy spring, which will give you stability, but it's just basically gonna put you back down to a 600 rate of fire. So I mean, I really don't like either of those options. I always just go max rate of fire, hit it up with another lightened spring. Now you're at 800 rate of fire. That's the max for this MG, and that's pretty good. Now, the last thing to look at here is the barrel. There are 2 barrels. Both of them are good. It's really up to you and your playstyle which one you want to use. You've got an accuracy barrel, which will tighten up the grouping of your shots, so they'll be landing a lot closer together wherever you're aiming. You also got the chrome line barrel, which will give you damage as well as range. Now, the range actually does make up for the internal, that since you actually do lose a little bit of range using the internal there. So the barrel is actually the chrome line barrel is actually a very good option for basically everybody. It's good for everything. The damage that you get, as well as the little bit of range bonus, but mostly the damage that you get on it, this against a gold heavyset person, you can 3-shot them out to around 100 meters compared to the stainless, which you can 3-shot to about 60 meters. So you get about a 40-meter increase with the chrome line barrel at the loss of just some precision. So you can either barrel works. It's all up to the playstyle. So let's get into some gameplay now. Alright, so you'll notice that the gun sounds pretty powerful, and when you're firing it is quite easy to just simply just quick scope people or quick sight people, but you also got to realize that the sight is quite limited. You got the rangefinder, which does get a bit in the way there, especially at close range when you've got your LMG just out, and it might be a little bit harder to track targets at extreme close range, say that 5 to 20 meters. But once you get into those ranges that are around, say, 30, 50 meters ish, the rangefinder isn't really that big. You'll see here, the rangefinder doesn't get in the way whatsoever, and you can easily just turn around and quick snipe, anybody trying to get up on you. Because the gun, like I said, it's a 3-shot kill against gold within the 60 meters with the build I'm running, or within 100 meters if you're running the chrome line barrel. So 3-shot on gold within those ranges. There's nothing anybody can do about it. It's just the way it is. So some other stats that I didn't actually talk about is the actual requirements to use the gun. So you get it at LMG rank 9, which is actually quite a bit of a grind. You got to use a Browning BAR to grind up to the 1919, unless of course, you find 1919s or other MGs sitting around, because not many people like to grind with the BAR, but if you do take the BAR route, I would suggest that you purchase a LMG assault ribbon so you can make the process go faster. So 9th grade LMG assault is what you need. You can buy it for 183,000 credits or 2.2k gold, and that's not too bad. There's way more expensive guns out there. You'll also notice that it's an LMG, so it's got 50 shots, and the only thing that you may have some issues with is it's a 6.2 second reload. So yeah, you can cut that reload down quite a lot if you're using fast reload badge. You could just say drop it down to 5 seconds or even less than that, so it would be a lot faster. But there's just other types of builds that you can use, obviously, with an LMG. The more common builds would be either, say, an LMG with grenades or some sort of even anti-tank if you just want to be able to, you know, if you feel like you want to do anything with it. LMG. What I've got here is an LMG with just grenades, and I'm using tight grip to just have a lot better control over the gun, because I feel in majority of situations you got 50 bullets, you can 3-shot anybody within 100 meters or so, so you should have a reasonable amount of time to reload your gun and not have to worry about having a fast reload badge or even a pistol. But I would still say if you do go, say, for a tight grip badge, then you should at least grab a sidearm, because it might help you out. So that about covers that. And you'll just notice that even at long range, say 75 meters or so, the gun is very accurate. Just hitting headshots, dropping paras out, so it's very good, balanced overall. I mean, once you get over that, say, just the rangefinder, I mean, hopefully you don't have too many fights within 5 meters of your face, but anything, say, more than 20 meters that you don't really even notice the rangefinder. So I'll leave you guys with the rest of the footage here and come back for a wrap-up, so hope you enjoy it. Alright guys, welcome back. So, time for a wrap up now with some pros and cons. Start off with the cons here, get the bad stuff out of the way. So, it's a decent grind to achieve. You gotta get gold 1 LMG, and pretty much to get the gold 1 LMG you gotta use a BAR. That's the tier 1 LMG you started off with. It's the easiest way to grind up the LMG ribbon. To get the BAR, you gotta use a Garand to grind that, so you gotta play with 2 different guns and get the mods for those. You got a flip sight, which mostly is gonna affect your close quarter combat, say within 5-10 meters or even less than that 20-meter range. You may find it hard to keep track of your target because of the flip sight. It happens. Eventually you'll get used to it. You've got LMG restrictions, like you can't really run and gun. You're gonna have stamina issues, especially when you're carrying heavier equipment like an LMG with AT, anything like that. You're pretty almost batch dependent too. You're either almost always gonna be running heavy set with fast reload or heavy set and tight grip. There's like those are really the only badges that you can run. It's got kind of meh accuracy when you're standing with say most LMGs. If you're taking standing shots, you're gonna want to have your max stamina. Otherwise, quickly hit and crouch will give you some really good stability on your gun. It's got a decently long reload, 6.2 seconds. The gun also feels like it's a bit jumpy, but that's just because of the more so just the decent sized ammo that you're spitting out of it and just the way that the gun is. It's got poor accuracy after a sprint. This is with all LMGs. They pretty much share this trait. If you are an LMG user, you're gonna want to just keep your sprinting to a minimum. Yeah, sure, sprint up a little bit, try to get in cover, but if you're running into a hot zone, you need as much endurance as possible to give you the best accuracy. It's got poor hip fire accuracy, but you shouldn't really be doing a whole lot of hip firing with it. Yeah, you point blank with any LMG, you should be able to hit a guy, but say more than 5 meters, don't rely on the hip fire. The base price, 183k creds. For some people, this may be a little expensive. It's about in the middle-ish zone. And let's move on to some pros now. What are the good things about it? Well, it's a big upgrade from the BAR. Once you trade out your BAR and get the 1919, you're gonna love every minute of it. It's got better rate of fire. You can hit that 800 rate of fire. It's got that better damage output. You can 3-shot people within 100 meters. It's got a much better sight, even though you got the rangefinder a little bit in the way. The sight alone is pretty good. It's fairly cheap to maintain. It's an LMG. This is a very good money making gun. And overall, it's a great gun. With that 800 rate of fire, 3-shot kill, it should be about 150 MS. Like pretty much the only gun that's say better than that would be the MG42, and that's just because it can hit that 1200 rate of fire. But you got 800, you got better damage than the MG, so you can put up a real close fight, and you can compete against any other gun with this gun. And it's if you're just a side note, once you get the 1919, you're gonna just fly through the LMG ribbon. It didn't really take that long at all to grind out all the badges of 1919, just say 2 hours or maybe a little bit longer. I just happen to be running say a ribbon booster at the time, so it was just super fast to just grind with it. And if you want to just go for the Johnson, it's not going to take you that long at all. So that's that. So as just a final wrap up, it's just overall I find it to be a great gun. It's easily America's, say, top 3 gun, along with, I mean, you're either really going to be using M2 carbine, a Johnson, or this beast of an MG. All 3 different guns, say 3 different play styles. All of these guns you can compete against any other player. Yeah, maybe you'll complain against MG42s, but at the end of the day, the 1919 has just almost same amount of killing power, if not better. I find that the 1919 was very good at long range sniping, and just the accuracy on the gun is insanely good. I really hate fighting a good 1919 user at more than 50 meters. He pretty much always is going to land his shots with precision. So that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want more reviews, let me know what you want to see reviewed next. And until then, see you on the next one. Have a great one.